he just flipped straight off his bike and like started crying, obviously.
Yeah, right.
And at the same time, I was like, I don't know how to feel because like he's a jerk, but also
didn't want that.
he got hurt very badly.
This wasn't one I wanted. I wanted
Yeah.
a little bit of hurt.
He can't feel his lower body.
Yeah. So my brother got into a lot of trouble for that because
right.
my mum happened to see it.
It seems to be street shenanigans that
Yeah.
would be like another thing of the 90s, I reckon, was street shenanigans.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, my punishment had nothing to do with the
what
streets.
did you do? Marcus, it wasn't the streets.
No, I just think my dad had enough of me playing video games one day.
Oh.
Like, I think one day I was playing. I woke up early in the morning. I was just like 6 a.m. because, you know, kids wake up early.
Yep.
And I thought, I want to play games. So I went downstairs and started playing. It was like 6 a.m. My dad came down ready for work at 6:30, saw me playing the game and goes, nah, I don't like this.
Oh.
Took both controllers
And ate it.
and ate the controllers.
He ate the controllers.
They just took them away and that was it. We did not have that console in our house for I don't know how long.
Which console was
Super
this?
Nintendo.
So we're talking around like, playing like Super Soccer or Super Tennis.
It was
or Bubsy.
Yoshi's Island.
Oh, Yoshi's Island's good. And that crying baby noise.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
I mean, I put the volume right down.
Right.
I learned a very valuable lesson that day.
Yeah.
But he just saw the image of his son playing games at 6 a.m. and was like, this is not in my house.
Not in my house. Not in my. I learned a very valuable lesson. Don't start your games until Dad goes for work.
yeah.
That was it.
fair.
Yeah.
Mom can't punish shit.
Yeah.
People are complaining about violent video games. You're
Yeah.
playing Yoshi's Island, which is about escorting a baby around. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
And-
it's not like you were doing GTA picking up hookers and stuff, Dad. That was pre-GTA.
Pre-GTA. Yeah.
Okay, well, let's dial it back to this question then.
Yeah.
They're saying it's like it's unjustified that they're grounded. This is Danny is the one who's grounded, right?
Yeah.
And they think they
Yeah.
don't deserve to be
I think maybe the parents, we don't know how much of a turd this kid is.
right.
And so
It
from
does sound like a bit of a turn.
on face value, it maybe seems like the parents are being a bit extreme. Like, I don't know if I would want to confine my kid. Like, I get the idea of saying to your kid, maybe for the next hour, you've got to stay in your room because you've done this, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. But, like,
Yeah.
maybe not for, like, a whole weekend. That seems a bit
excessive.
extreme.
It's just a weekend, though.
It is just a weekend.
If it was raining, you'd probably stay in anyway, but
anyway.
you'd have a PlayStation.
I mean, Tom, you're the only parent here, but your kid's quite young. So I'm guessing you...
You haven't locked her in her bedroom.
I'm
yet.
sure. So I can't imagine Tom's kid has much of a say because, like,
Well,
you could easily...
There's not many words that she knows how to say, but she knows how to say Nana, which is Moana, and
Oh,
she
yeah.
wants to watch Moana at least twice a day.
Okay.
So,
You just take Moana
and
off her.
it's hard to say no. I gotta say Moana to Moana. So like I can see how it would be tough to sort of do that, especially if this kid's a 15-year-old rager.
Yeah.
You might put him in the room, lock him in there, and then they'll tear the place apart. You go in there, there's no plaster left.
Yeah.
But toddler can't really make that much damage. So
I do think that whenever I was banished to my room by my parents, it didn't make me learn a lesson.
right.
It kind of made me just sit in my room and fester with my emotions and be like, "There's idiots. They don't know what they're
right.
talking about."
Idiots, stupid idiots.
Yeah, like I never kind of felt like once they
the
opened the
lesson.
door, I never felt like I'd learned a lesson or something.
Yep.
I just felt angry at them for doing that to me.
Well,
so
because it's not rebuilding your character.
Yeah.
It's like they should have done like debriefing and like talking to you. Like I don't know.
Yes.
It's hard to sort of say that would be the answer, but who knows?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. If you are going to fester, it's just like saying if you're a reformed criminal, you've been in jail.
Yeah.
If there's like, programs to make you better to get on the street, that's
Yeah.
going to help you get out there. Not just be like, all right, cool, I'm going to go kill again now.
yeah, yeah. Look, and I didn't want to be like I didn't want to be Uncle Fester.
Right.
Like my parents also had like two other boys to deal with who
Yeah.
were also causing trouble. So I kind of get what they're like.
Throw
Let's put Damien on ice for like
Yeah,
an hour.
yeah,
Let's
yeah.
deal with the other
Let's throw him in
two.
the bedroom for a bit.
Yeah.
And deal with this dude.
So I don't blame them for doing that because I could be a little turd at times. So
There we go.
So is the punishment too harsh?
does the
No.
punishment fit the crime?
I think it fits the crime. I
I think
think it got off easy. You've got like a weekend just to not go out and do anything.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you can reset and then maybe be better at sort of holding your alcohol as a 15-year-old. I don't know about that.
I mean, generally, if you're drunk, you'd probably be hungover the next day on the
Yeah.
Sunday. You'll be in bed for most of the day anyway.
I think a 15-year-old would bounce back immediately.
Yeah, I know. I'm talking as a 30-year-old.
They're
Yeah.
cartwheeling away like, I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
All right.
Let's leave it there then for,
Danny.
who was that? Danny DeVito. Maybe I'll go next to this one.
All right.
This one's going to come from Tom Cruise.
He is surprisingly short.
I think there was like, for his wedding photos, he was like standing on a box.
No, that's not true.
Sure. I'm pretty sure.
Surely not.
Have you seen his thing with his teeth?
Yeah.
How he's
How
got
they-
like
how they're not symmetrical?
he doesn't
they're
have.
on the
He's got
middle?
a middle tooth. So
Yeah.
you know how everyone has.
Wait, what?
You know how everyone has
Two
two front
teeth?
teeth.
Yes.
He has one front tooth. So he's look him up. Go Tom Cruise smile. So for everyone listening, basically instead of having the two front teeth, he has like the split in the middle where his nose would line up with his mouth.
Yeah.
Is one tooth, and then there's two other teeth on the other side on either side of it. It's like a crooked smile, but it's not crooked. It's like he's got an extra tooth in there.
Yeah. He just smiles too much.
If only it was summer solstice, and then Marcus could have made the theme about something to do with teeth, because Marcus would work out a way to make it.
That's how I'll work it out. Yeah.
Summer, ice cream. Ice cream's cold on your teeth. People who have weird teeth. I found it. What do you reckon?
That's wild.
It is wild, right?
Yeah,
And
I
once you
didn't know
see
about
it,
that.
You can't unsee it.
Well, yeah, exactly. Every time you see me smile, you're like, oh, look at that.
What's
tooth.
going on? Anyway, so Tom Cruise, he's short. Tom Cruise writes in, calling out my colleague for lying about her language skills. So last week, a new colleague, let's call her Kathy, started at my workplace. She instantly stood out from the team because she was someone who was very loud and assertive. Two of my colleagues, me and Kathy, were having a coffee in the break room when the subject of travel was brought up. My colleague said she wasn't booking any trips anymore because it'll get cancelled because of COVID. Kathy immediately cut in about how sad she was because she travels often and goes on these exotic trips to Europe as her hobby. Kathy then jokes about how all this no-travel business is making her fear that she'll lose some of her foreign language skills. I asked what foreign languages she spoke. She said she was fluent in 3, including French and Dutch. Kathy said she was at a native speaker level and went on about people in Europe were always surprised when they found out she wasn't from there. I was excited because I never get to speak Dutch over here. I was raised in Belgium, which has 3 national languages, French and Dutch and German. It's quite common to be very fluent in at least 2 of them. I told Kathy, look, den haben wir jetzt in Gavenflagen.
Oh, very good, Charles.
Tom just wanted to flex his...
That last one I just said whatever.
I was going to say, we're getting into linguistics now as well.
Dan haben wir jetzt and then Gavenflagen, which means, fun, we have something in common then. She immediately pulled this sour face and asked if that was supposed to be Dutch. I said yes. She laughed awkwardly and said, well, couldn't understand it because you have a terrible accent and must not be that good at speaking it.
Okay.
Now, see, I don't have an accent. I speak Dutch more fluently than I speak English. I told Kathy that I grew up speaking Dutch and speak it with my family all the time. She got miffed and asked what languages I speak and where I'm from. I told her I'm from Belgium and we speak French too, which I then added, which you just said you speak as well. Cool. We can speak French instead. I acknowledge that I was a bit of a dick here because by that point, she probably lied about speaking French as well. She then shoved her chair back and angrily said, whatever, and stormed off. It was awkward. My other colleagues just kind of shrugged and said that she shouldn't have lied. However, later she approached me and said that I was embarrassing her by acting superior about my European heritage. I told her there was no way for me to know that she lied about speaking those languages. She rolled her eyes at me and told me I was immature. A colleague told me that Kathy had called me a little bitch who enjoys bullying new colleagues behind my back later. I don't think I was a bully at all. Do I just apologize and keep the peace? Tom Cruise.
Oh, firstly, one thing I want to touch on, is traveling a hobby?
I think so.
Is it a hobby that is like priced? Like it's depends on your availability and how much money you have. Though.
Yeah,
you can't just like a hobby should be accessible.
Yeah,
traveling is pretty difficult. Just like I'm going to pick up traveling.
I mean, people can like traveling. I can totally get behind that, like seeing new cultures. But is it a hobby?
I've seen like
hobbies
resumes.
like video games and like maybe cycling or exercise.
So in your eyes, is a hobby something that you can do regularly?
Yeah.
Is that how you're looking at it?
Yeah,
you can't be like I'm just going to go out and travel.
Yeah.
15 minutes might go for a travel.
Might go down to...
I get what you mean, 'cause if you've got a full-time job, it's not like you can be traveling all the time.
You priced it. It's time and money.
Anyway, look, I'm nitpicking here.
Okay, yeah. Kathy wouldn't like that, Marcus.
She would not.
No.
She probably called you a little bitch.
I just wanted to call out traveling being a hobby. But
anyway. All right, okay. So this person has called someone out for... a
language.
It doesn't sound like they were calling them out to be like, you're a liar. No. They were trying to like sort of... cool.
Let's bond
They've
over
got common ground.
Let's bond about a language that we can speak together. Like this would be pretty cool, and we can, we can backstab other people in this native tongue.
Talk shit in French,
and then I wanted to see how you say "little bitch" in French, so I looked it up. I don't know if this is right, but
petite chienne,
petite bien,
yeah, chienne.
Chen.
Apparently, yeah.
Petit Chin.
Anyway,
Oh, there you go.
Let's not get into-
Little's petite. That's easy.
Yeah.
So now it's caused a bit of a
rift in
situation here with
Yeah.
Kathy at the workplace. Kathy is a little bit older than this person as well. I think Kathy was 30 in her early 30s, and this person was mid 20s.
yeah.
So I don't know whether that adds a little bit to
I
it
think
as well.
the only fluent thing, Kathy's only fluent in lying. That's what she's fluent
Full
in.
of bullshitter.
Yeah, full of bullshit.
Fluent in bullshit.
I think that. Do you need to apologize in this sort of scenario? I don't think you do.
No.
I would say, I'm sorry that I embarrassed you. I thought
No, that's an
What?
apology.
No,
that's true.
Because you know what?
I'm
Tom
apologetic.
Cruise had already said he basically said he was being a bit of a dick. It might have come across as being a bit of a dick,
Bit
which
of
is
a dick.
already admitting too much fault, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Because I'm sure he wasn't patronizing about it.
You could, if you want to be continually patronizing, you just keep talking to her in
Oh,
French.
you can speak French. Oh, you know
Dutch.
German? I can speak that too.
I was going to say, if I was him,
Yeah.
I would prepare an apology, but do it in all three languages.
Right,
so do one
right.
in French, do one in German, and do one in English. And be
Yeah.
like, you get the idea.
Take it that
You
what
get
you
the
will.
gist. You
It's
get
one
the
of those
gist.
things that you could lie about speaking another language, and there's a good chance that maybe you won't encounter someone that speaks the language.
Exactly.
Like you got to pick a language
Well,
that.
I don't know how many people I would know, like not even know, but just encounter that would know how to speak Dutch,
That's true.
right? Like I feel like that's a safe one to be like,
She
oh, yeah,
probably
that's-
liked her odds, right?
she's like, I'll say
Yeah.
Dutch.
And then she also said French as well. But that's,
French is a bit of a worry. I mean,
Yeah.
you could find people that speak French.
It's like here, I would never lie saying I could speak like Gaelic because there are a lot of Irish people who live in Melbourne.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
like that's something you couldn't get away
And
with.
never say if you speak Italian when you can't speak Italian, because I
Yeah.
reckon there's a good chance you'll find
an Italian.
an Italian
Yeah.
speaker.
Whereas you're right, if you probably said Dutch here, I mean there are Dutch people obviously here, but like
Yeah.
I feel a
Not
bit
as
safe.
common,
If I was
yeah.
going to lie about a
Yeah, right.
language,
Dutch, yeah.
I'd probably maybe go for Dutch.
It's safe. It's safe.
I go maybe Swahili or something like that.
Swahili.
Swahili.
Yeah.
I speak Swahili. And they're like Swahili. And then
Because immediately the person's like, well, I know you're lying because it's Swahili.
they go. Marcus goes. I speak.
I don't know your accent, guys.
They go. Marcus says, I speak Swahili. They go Swahili, and he goes, very well, thank you. How are you? Oh, I thought that was a greeting in Swahili. Whoops.
Yeah, exactly. Now I know how to say I can lie.
It was like pig Latin, Marcus. Jesus.
Clarify, I can speak to motorbikes. That's what I meant.
Native tongue of Harley Davidson.
Swahili Davidson.
Swahili Davidson. All right, Dios mío.
Oh, I love
Okay.
you so much,
Okay.
Marcus.
Would you ever have you ever told a little white lie at work that would make yourself sound more interesting or better, or even not at work, even just to anyone, to be like, you say something that you'd done on the weekend that you didn't actually do, just to be
Yeah,
like,
all the time.
I didn't do anything, but
I
I'm
do
gonna
that.
say,
I do that. Yeah,
I went on a
At
hike.
work.
It's like I didn't go on a hike.
Yeah.
I
I'll never
definitely,
that bad,
in
but-
terms of like language, I've probably backed myself in regards to Italian.
Yep.
I feel like I've probably maybe heightened how good I am at Italian at times.
Right.
But now that I'm older, I've kind of accepted that my Italian's rubbish. Like I can come to terms with that.
Telling everyone you're on a Primo Ascolto level 3, you're actually Primo Ascolto level 1.
Because like when I was younger, I'd be like, well, both of my parents are Italian.
Yeah, right.
Like they were born in Italy. Like I've got Italian blood running through my veins.
yeah.
I can understand.
I have to be able to speak it, you know?
Yeah, right.
But like really, as I get older, I'm like, I can understand it pretty well, but like sometimes people will say things to me in Italian, or like, because there's obviously dialects and stuff.
Yep.
And expect an Italian response. I'll be, look, I'll be honest. I can't help you out here.
I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
It's funny because when we went to Europe and we were in France, it might have been in Paris. When you travel, you need to learn a couple of phrases to be like, I want this, I want this, I want this.
toilet or
Yeah.
Just to be a little bit
bathroom or-
polite,
Yeah.
right? And I think I had said something, and then they started speaking French back to me.
Oh.
And I was like, oh no, I don't speak French. Like, oh, well, you sounded very, like,
Very fluent.
you said it very well that I
Yeah.
thought you did.
Oh, they spoke English back to you.
Yeah. Because they probably thought I was like, when you
Yeah.
speak French, to be like, I speak French back. And then I'm like, no, I don't do that. And then it's like, why the fuck did you why
Yeah.
do it in the first place then, right? Just
Yeah.
speak English so we can be straightforght.
Give us some French, Tom. I want to hear you
Oh, no,
now.
I can't remember it now. It was like 5 years ago.
Say,
I can't do it. Well, say.
it's more I want to hear the way you say it, because at my work, whenever like if any French words come up,
Right.
and I say them, there is one person in my office always goes, Damien, your French is horrible.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's because I'm not French. That's why.
Buongiorno.
Yeah.
Buongiorno.
So like that's why I'm like I want to hear like how you say how you speak your French.
Right, you tell me.
Just say pain au chocolat.
Pain au chocolat?
That sounds nice. Well, petit mignon.
Petit miam. It's French for miam.
There, I see
Damien
that.
says it like he's from Southern California. He's like, yo, petit mignon, dude.
Well, now as a result of that at work, I never say French words out loud because I know I'm going to get called out by that
Right,
person.
okay. Fair enough.